Hi everyone, just going to do a quick tutorial to go over some of the concepts that are presented in the linear regression model and then also illustrate how you can calculate the standard error. So you'll remember from last time what we did was constructed manually found the best fit equation. And so we had a spacecraft where we knew the weight in pounds of the spacecraft and then how many millions of dollars. And it looked like a relationship there between how much the spacecraft weighed and how much it cost to create it. And so to do it manually, we found the sum of x squared. And so we have to have each of the x terms squared. And we needed to have x times y for each of these. And we can just double click here, by the way, and that fills it in. Little tool there. This formula here of sum, just to show you again what we're doing, is we're going to need all of these in the formulas that we use that are shown just below. So it's the sum of everything above it. And then we can drag that sideways. And it applies the formula to all of the things above. Let me get the commas in there, make it a little bit easier to see. Alright, so now we've got the sum of the x's, the sum of the y, the sum of x squared, and the sum of xy. And so we're going to use those in calculating the b1 parameter. Alright, so the b1 was n, which is 6, times the sum of the xy's, minus the sum of the x's times the sum of the y's. Now we're going to have to put some parentheses around all of that because if we don't, it'll do the order of operations wrong. So now we want is n, which is 6, times the sum of x squared minus the sum of x's squared. Alright, I think I've done that right. Let's just see. Yeah, okay. It's a little bit confusing because on one term here you've got the sum of x squared, which is talking about the sum of the x squared, and then you've got the sum of the x's squared. So if you look at the formula, we've translated the b1 formula using all of those parameters. And so then now to calculate the b naught, we have the y's, sum of the y's, minus b1 times the sum of the x of I divided by n, which is 6. Alright, so now from that we've got the intercept and the slope. And the other way that we did it besides the manual approach was if we have a trend line, we can just select the x values that we want to have graphed and select the y values that we want to have graphed. And you can see that there is a scattered data there. Add trend line and display the equation and the r squared on the chart. And lo and behold, that matches up with what we had manually found. And so thus y is b1 times x minus the intercept b naught. So the graphical and the manual approach coincide. So in the second video I'm going to show you a little bit about standard error.